lilies and buttercups, clover and fallen green. Down the hill the lovers tumbled through the new spring's bounty until they rolled to a cushioned halt at the slope's base. They lay atop the spongy moss several moments longer, melting into one another's warm embrace. Daintily, the young girl pecked her love with tender kisses. They found their feet several minutes later and roamed the wooded avenues, hand in hand. They discovered a fallen birch across their route, and respectfully the dashing young soldier offered the lady a seat beside him on nature's bench. They whispered sweet poetry into each other's ear. The girl giggled and the boy smirked. I could not quite hear their poetry from where I squatted. I was in the tall grasses at the wayside, and the hem of the dear lady's grass-stained dress lay beside me. I was afraid, but gently tugged it into my shadow while she was distracted. I caressed the frilly designs, making sure the corner of the dress I possessed was lax. I would let go if she seemed ready to stand. I smelled the enchanted fabric and breathed in her perfume. I heard the soft smacking lips and saw that the lovers were lost to honeyed kisses. I dared not sigh just then, but I nearly did. So gorgeous was the image.
And yet, what are you to such a canvas? You are neither artist nor model.
I shuddered a moment at the nerve endings in my head squeaking out this phantom voice. I am nothing to them, I answered. But what should this matter?
The world. How long have you admired, but never participated? Paint yourself into the canvas now, if ever, before the colours dry.
I clutched the trailing of dress feverishly now, in indecision. Hellish indecision. Damned indecision. The lady stood just then to trudge further into the forest with her love, but the dress went taut at the corner I clasped, and she nearly tripped.
"John,"
she called ahead in order that he might halt.
"My dress must have caught on something. One moment."
I choked on the onrushing wave of panic. I could not bring myself to release the dress. My digits were rigid in fear. She leant down to unhitch her dress's trail from whatever had caught it, but instead stared me directly in the eyes. Her lips exclaimed a shrill sound I could scarcely bear to endure. She yanked the dress from me and ran for her rescuer's side. "Up! Up!" the young soldier demanded of me. "Stand from that grass! Are you man or beast?" "Both," I answered and stood from hiding. The girl inhaled a gasp of horror, and the boy only swallowed. Their fearful eyes glanced up and down my naked body, and I nearly writhed for shame. My filth knew no boundaries, my scars no limit. How long have you lived this way?" he asked of me.
"You..."
His eyes lit up.
"Revolutionist!"
To this day, I do not know why he called me such. Was there a rebel cause he mistook me to have been part of? Either way, he reached for a saber and attempted to cut me down. I did not recoil with the first slash and hot drip, but instead thrust him aside, and was suddenly upon him. I bit and tore, clawed and pounded until the boy's warmth was suddenly leaving him. Wavering, I stood. The girl had not run, but only held a stone aloft as though to blunt me. Sobbing now, I shoved her away. She fell back and cracked her skull open on the very rock intended for me. I stood then, watching gore ooze from each beautiful form, models mutilated by me. The voice in my head did not attempt to defend itself. The canvas had been burnt by my hand, and the paints leaked through my fingers.